When most people imagine Bali, they picture tropical beaches, luxury villas, dramatic sunsets, rice terraces, and the kind of scenery that fills travel magazines and social media feeds around the world. For many travelers, the island represents escape, relaxation, and a chance to experience a destination that seems almost perfectly designed for a dream vacation. Months before arriving, visitors often build a mental image of what Bali will feel like. The hidden side of Bali begins the moment reality starts interacting with those expectations. This does not mean travelers arrive disappointed. Quite the opposite. Millions of people continue visiting Bali because the island offers remarkable experiences that genuinely deserve much of the attention they receive. Yet alongside the famous attractions and beautiful scenery, many visitors discover aspects of the destination that rarely appear in travel videos, promotional images, or carefully edited social media posts. These hidden realities often shape the overall experience far more than people expect. One of the first surprises many travelers encounter is that Bali is not a single experience. Before arriving, some visitors imagine the island as one large tropical paradise where every location feels essentially the same. The reality is far more complicated because different areas of Bali can feel like completely different destinations. A traveler can move from a peaceful village environment to a busy tourism district in a relatively short period of time and feel as though they have entered another world entirely. This difference becomes especially noticeable for first-time visitors who expect the entire island to match the version of Bali they saw online. A traveler who books accommodation based on photographs may discover that the surrounding area feels very different from what those images suggested. The destination itself has not changed. What changes is the realization that Bali contains many different experiences existing side by side. The first major shift in perspective occurs when visitors stop searching for the Bali they imagined and start paying attention to the Bali that actually exists around them. Once this happens, many travelers begin noticing details that were invisible during the planning stage. Local communities, daily routines, religious traditions, neighborhood differences, and ordinary life start becoming part of the experience. The island begins feeling more real and often more interesting. Another hidden side of Bali involves the pace at which tourism and local life coexist. Visitors often arrive expecting every part of the island to operate primarily for tourists. While tourism plays an enormous role in Bali's economy, millions of residents continue living ordinary lives throughout the island every day. Schools open, businesses operate, ceremonies take place, families gather, and communities continue functioning regardless of what tourists happen to be doing nearby. Many travelers describe a moment when they realize they are not simply visiting a tourism destination. They are visiting a place where tourism exists alongside an active and deeply rooted local culture. This realization often changes how people view the island because it adds layers that cannot be fully captured through travel photography. The destination becomes more than a collection of attractions. Another surprise involves movement around the island. Before visiting, many people look at maps and assume that traveling between locations will be quick and straightforward. Distances may appear relatively short, creating the impression that several attractions can easily be combined into a single day. Once visitors arrive, they often discover that travel times can be much longer than expected depending on traffic, road conditions, and the popularity of specific areas. This hidden reality influences countless travel itineraries. Activities that seem simple during the planning stage sometimes require more time and flexibility than expected. Many visitors eventually realize that trying to see everything can reduce their enjoyment of the destination. The island often rewards slower exploration more than ambitious scheduling. The second major shift occurs when travelers realize that some of their favorite experiences happen away from the attractions they originally considered most important. A quiet morning walk, an unexpected conversation, a local meal, or a less famous location sometimes leaves a stronger impression than the landmark they traveled across the world to see. These moments rarely appear on travel brochures, yet they often become the memories people discuss long after returning home. Many experienced visitors eventually stop measuring success by how many attractions they visit. Instead, they begin focusing on how deeply they experience the places they do visit. This change often transforms the trip because it reduces the pressure to constantly move from one destination to another. The island becomes easier to appreciate when it is not treated like a checklist. Another hidden side of Bali involves expectations themselves. Modern travelers arrive with unprecedented amounts of information because they have watched videos, studied reviews, followed influencers, and explored countless photographs before departure. While this preparation can be helpful, it also creates expectations that sometimes become difficult for any destination to satisfy completely. A traveler who expects perfection may notice every flaw. A traveler who expects endless tranquility may become frustrated by crowds. A traveler who expects a luxury experience at every moment may overlook simple experiences that make the island memorable. Expectations often influence satisfaction more than travelers realize. What surprises many visitors is that Bali often becomes most enjoyable once those expectations begin fading into the background. Instead of comparing reality with an imagined version of the destination, travelers begin responding to what is actually in front of them. This shift often leads to a more rewarding experience because it allows the island to reveal itself on its own terms. Around this stage of the journey, many people start noticing something else. The most meaningful parts of the trip are often not the parts they plan most carefully. Unexpected discoveries, spontaneous decisions, and unplanned moments frequently become the highlights. The hidden side of Bali is often found in the spaces between the experiences tourists originally traveled there to see. The third major shift occurs when travelers stop viewing Bali primarily as a destination and begin viewing it as an experience shaped by perspective. Two people can visit the same island, stay in similar locations, and leave with completely different impressions. Expectations, interests, pace, priorities, and personal experiences all influence how the destination is remembered. This helps explain why opinions about Bali vary so dramatically. Some visitors fall in love with the island immediately and return again and again. Others leave feeling that the destination failed to match what they expected. Often the difference is not Bali itself. The difference is the relationship between expectations and reality. Many experienced travelers eventually conclude that the hidden side of Bali is not a secret attraction, a hidden beach, or an undiscovered village. It is the realization that the island is far more complex, diverse, and layered than the simplified version presented through much of modern travel content. Understanding that complexity often leads to a richer experience. That is why the hidden side of Bali surprises so many tourists. The island offers beauty, culture, adventure, relaxation, and remarkable experiences, but it also offers realities that become visible only after arriving. Visitors who remain open to those realities often discover a destination that feels deeper and more rewarding than the version they originally imagined. And once travelers begin understanding how expectations shape their experience in Bali, they often start noticing another popular destination where expectations and reality are creating surprisingly similar reactions among visitors from around the world.